Hello and welcome back to the show. So it seems both teams are ready to start on Mirage. Hopefully Vex can have more of a showing on here than on the previous map where they kind of got stomped on their own pick. However, what are your expectations on Mirage here?
Expectations are better showing from Vexed, absolutely. We know they're a strong Mirage team as well. Bit afraid though, after seeing what they were able to come up with on Cobble, because we know CSGL Lounge like to play Mirage as well. Then again, domestic matchup, weirder things have happened, but expecting a closer match. But as of right now, I'm thinking actually this could be a 2-0 for CSGL Lounge, which goes against my initial prediction.
Yanko, what is your premonition?
I feel that Vex needs to wake up if they want to still have a chance in this matchup. Otherwise, I agree with Halvor. From what we've seen in the first map, Lounge just ran over them, and I don't see that changing in the second map if they do not wake up, James.
Well, hopefully they'll be awake. Are you awake, Dan? That's the question.
Well, it remains to be seen, James. But as far as I feel like I'm more awake than Vexed currently, and honestly, this map I expect them to get a little bit crushed. I mean, if
a little bit crushed.
If Spiro's form stays where it is right now, considering that now he's got the platform of Mirage to actually, because Cobblestone is not a place you can have like huge impact with the AWP. He was finding ways to do it by entering. We saw him entering a lot from in around drop zone and various other places on the T side. He will have a field day here, and if Repo's entering like he was on Mirage yesterday, then I'm confident in their performance now.
Okay, well, the knife round is happening as we speak. Lots of knives in the knife front.
Yeah, there is.
Unsurprisingly. Yeah, which has been won by Vex. We'll see what side they pick. Presumably the CT side, which they should have a better time on here than on Cobblestone. I think it's, not going to say it's easy, but it won't be as hard as Cobblestone, where you are very stretched indeed. And you can see, again, there was a lot of, I mean, they just weren't able to get any information pretty much in any round on their CT side. They were just waiting and being dominated by Lounge. So we'll see if they can do better on this occasion. The pistol round is beginning. GruBy's going to be on the defuse kit. 2 smokes for the CT side. Hyper's going to have the nades for the most part. Lounge seem to be setting up for the splits.
Yeah, almost a little bit of risky business at the beginning to just face on middle, and then immediately falling back again, and not any damage really being done. And this seems to have caused maybe a bit of an inquiry from Vex, who are starting to wonder what is going on there. They're sending Hyper, but there's 2 players here. Hyper, is he going to be fast enough to the trigger? He's looking for the spot, and he's going to get completely destroyed. And now CSGO Lounge will pick up the USP, and they're going to fall back. After getting a 1-man advantage, Smoke's going to hit the A-bomb site, and the rest of the teammates will rejoin SZPERO and Innocent to mount the assault.
There's a big flank coming in from T-Spawn by one of the CTs. Can he get any kills fast enough? I don't think he's gone for any engagement. GruBy, meanwhile, is going to get a kill onto Innocent on the site itself, but can Rallen get there fast enough? You can see he's trying to be quiet, and the other CTs have moved back out of the site to play for the retake, hoping that Rallen will get some frags here, but he's got a P2000, not a USPS, so his position will be known as soon as he fires. Not going to get any frags, and it's down to Furlan with 7 HP. Very unfortunate that Rallen was the man to go for the flank, but had the wrong gun for the job there. If he has a USP, then possibly Vex win the round.
Absolutely, but it wasn't to be. And Lounge again with another good start. This is not nice of Vex. We already saw how difficult it can be to keep up on the CT side when it comes to the economy if it starts off badly.
Yeah, that's the biggest worry for me, that we're going to see Vexed end up in a similar, because they're force buying now, so they could end up in a similar situation as we saw Arcade do versus G2 yesterday. And that would be absolutely dreadful, given how they started out their CT side on Cobble.
Are we seeing too many force buys in CSGO?
But the worst part is, I think, to a certain extent, yes, but at the other end of the spectrum, the pistols in this game are so ridiculously overpowered that you can kind of defend it.
They were nerfed for a day or 2.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, I have some additional thoughts on this, but first of all, we're going to see now Lounge arrive onto the B-bomb site. The information was actually there for Vex, but they haven't really preemptively rotated, so it's going to be hard for them to do much. We'll see that the MAC-10 will be superior in the case of the dual Innocent versus Hyper, and the bomb will go down with a nice post-plant setup. No one yet to die, and Vex thinking of trying to get maybe some exits here. But I'm still waiting for enough teams to apply proper anti-ecos and anti-force buys that people will start to realize, hang on, this is actually really hard. This is becoming quite difficult to actually make this round worth it. Because I feel like that's where the meta should eventually go.
Well, CSGO Launch are doing a pretty good job of it right now. We've seen pretty slow and well thought out anti-ecos coming out from them up till this point. So hopefully that's a trend moving forward for them. I like the decision of Vexed here to just hold on to the armor and the pistols and whatnot that they've managed to grab on. Because they can definitely do some economical damage, not necessarily win a round, although that is a possibility, but they can still do something with the weaponry they have right now without having to invest a single dollar more into the round. So their economy won't be as messed up as it potentially could have been. So that's a good thing for Vex right now. But again, like we saw in Cobble, they started off the first round with an aggressive move. Did the same thing in this pistol. After on Cobble, they got scared of pushing aggressively afterwards. I hope that's not the case for Vexed going further in the CT side on Mirage.
Another anti-eco strategy from Lounge Gaming, just moving everybody through the apps. I really like this. They're not actually using Molotovs or anything like that. They're just going in for the engagements. And so far, it seems to be working quite well, in fact. And just the two players, or well, not just one, who has armor and a UMP. So again, you can see that Lounge are keeping it incredibly simple on their anti-ecos. Again, they could have added some utility to Molotov and Flash in that position to make it a little bit safer. But still, it's a good way to handle it.
Yeah, it's kind of what we saw Dignitas do versus G2 on Cash. Although Dignitas were in some ways forced it because they didn't have the utility, but once they don't have utility, they just go as a big group because they know they have the superior firepower.
So the buys coming out for the CT side, quite lacking in grenades because of the forced buy in the second round, despite the save from the three players in that particular round. Rallen though, off to a good start, taking down MICHU towards the mid area. We've got SZPERO moving towards the bench position, also known as Delpan, looking over towards short B. So if a CT goes for a peek there, they may find themselves in a spot of bother. Got two players towards A for Vex at the moment. One, I think it's Repo there, just playing the CT A position, which is fairly strong. mouz is just lurking towards A at the moment, which could suggest an A split. However, there is a lurker towards B as well. One of those lurkers will probably rotate and pick up the bomb, which is at bottom mid at present. As you see, Innocent taking position in the connector, and SZPERO is still moving around with the AWP.
I'm a little bit worried that the bomb is so far back at this point because they've got players deeply positioned. But what if one player dies now? And the bomb is not far enough, so you can go for a trade and then get onto a bomb site. And that's what's happened. They've lost Innocent by jungle, and then now that's queued the pickup of the bomb. But they're still very spread out, and this is really problematic for Lounge, and they've lost a lot of time. They've got 25 seconds. What kind of position have they left themselves in? They have to go for the bum rush into the B bomb site, and there's a push in the apps as well. So Hyper in the apartments should be able to shut down the bomb plant. This is looking very bad here for Lounge.
Very bad indeed. So bad that there is only, well, there are two players remaining.
Hyper just has to stay alive here. He doesn't even have to face. Just being here is damage enough. Wow, what is going on right now? Two Franks going the way of the CSGL Lounge side, but just Oskrish left against Rallen. And you see a quick nade in there as well. And did Lounge really just win this round?
Somehow, some way. That was about as a broken play you could have gotten. I really don't understand what just happened there. And it's like you said, Hyper, all he needed to do was just stay alive. He didn't even have to move and make himself visible to anyone while the rest of his team rotated in. But he gets over-aggressive and gets caught out, and all of a sudden, SZPERO goes hand with the op. And we've seen that happen previously on this map as well. So this is a very worrying start for Vex, because that definitely should have been their first round on the board, and instead they're looking at an eco barring that one op that Rallen saved.
Right, so Lounge quickly moving over towards the B bomb site. Are they going to play for a contact? Are they going to make a contact play? It looks like they are. For those of you who don't know what a contact play means, it means you basically sneak until you are seen by the enemy, then you just charge the site, and it's working out very, very well for CSGO Lounge, breaking what little Vexed have. Rallen trying to hold on to what he can. The flying Innocent, though, will take him down with a Mac 10 and seal the AWP just for a second. GruBy taking him down. SZPERO taking down GruBy. Now the question is, where is Repo, the Repo man?
Yeah, this is going to be pretty awful. Vex going down 0-5. I'm incredibly worried for them at this point. And the previous round that Lounge won, the buy against buy, it honestly felt like they completely blew the opener. They lost the first player, and they put themselves in such a weird position where they're like, we just have to do something now because there's 25 seconds left. And they hit the shots, which is great for them. But Vex should have been all over that one, and
I think the biggest mistake maybe Lounge did in that previous round, no, I mean Vexed did in that previous round was the over-rotation, which we saw a tendency to on Cobble as well. So the one player from Lounge who was actually stuck towards A by Tetris and couldn't really do anything of value, he managed to draw over 3 players from Vexed, and that's what created the opening on Catwalk and allowed Lounge to get a bomb plant. And after that, it was all SZPERO.
Well, Vex back on the full buy now. However, rallen is once again missing the armor. Armor has not been a common theme for rallen in this match so far. Looking over the top of the smoke, as is his counterpart SZPERO on the T side. No one will find anyone just yet. The bomb is left in T spawn at the moment. So again, this time Lounge have all their players intact, but someone will eventually have to go back for retrieval. So Lounge perhaps just trying to stretch Vex as much as possible with people towards B and A. However, mouz has a passive lurking position towards A, whereas you can see it's somewhat a little bit more aggressive over towards B. So maybe Lounge waiting for a pick within certain timing. It will be SZPERO to do the damage there rather than going down. The bomb being collected from the B lurker. Will it be an A?
I would assume this is going to be an A play.
Oh, that is so awesome. SZPERO will go down, but just getting the frag there is just going to be so painful because Lounge are already on the site on A. They're already there. The bomb is being ferried over. GruBy needs to do something massive in this position. He's got to get something done. But the thing is, he's got no distraction to play with, so there will be players aware that he's actually playing from this position, and they're getting a lot of spam through the smoke. And they're fanning out now as well, so they are set up so well. What on earth are Vex going to do in this situation? All coming from CT spawn, all lining up for MICHU, and he's going to go for the spray. The fire's going to do it, but repo left alive. Not much he can really hope to accomplish now. As Innocent looks to get the finishing blows, and there it is. As another round for Lounge. As this is beginning to look as hopeless as the first map.
It really is. And again, it's SZPERO opening up things. He's being the point man for Lounge right now. You can see it 10-0-2. So he's taking no prisoners at this point. And Hyper, who I was looking forward to being kind of the big man for Vexed, he's currently on 0 frags.
Well, we'll see if he can make his way onto the scoreboard. He is 1 round away, I think, from the 007, which we always like to see. Is he going to make it James Bond tier? We'll have to find out. But for now, Lounge will be looking to break Vexed once more, although Vexed will be on the max loss bonus now, so we might see them buying every round, skimping on the grenades, the helmets. Rallen again, of course, with no armor, but this time only the M4. GruBy wins the duel with Innocence, but they will lose repo to SZPERO in connector, which enables Lounge to go for the split here, which seems to be what their idea is. With the timing, Hyper's just going to get the kill onto SZPERO, but now we might see CSGL Lineup moving more quickly over towards the A bomb site. They've taken down the CT lurker, but GruBy's still on the site. Mouz will trade for him. 2 versus 2.
There it is, MICHU with the perfect positioning and going through the vent, spraying wildly is Furlan, and he'll make it happen just for the first frag at the very least. He's going to be challenging mouz, who is very low, 14 HP. Oh my god, mouz just peeks out, no fear at all. Very brazen, and he connects the headshot immediately. 7-0, and Vex are on a very awful money once again.
That was the perfect timing as well on that flash to pop with the second the last Vex player comes out from jungle. That was just really unfortunate for them. So in addition to getting slightly outplayed, or not even slightly, quite a bit outplayed by Lounge right now, the margins are not even working for them.
Yeah, Vex now going to be on the eco as their economy is just a bit too strained. Very nice grenade onto Oscarish, but they're going to need a lot more than that going forward. Lounge looking for a whitewash of Vex here. Maybe the National Derby is something that may be over very quickly here. Vex aren't out of the match just yet, but you have to wonder where their confidence is at the moment, the way things are going.
Yeah, there's definitely there must be an element to this that is the characteristics of a domestic matchup where, you know, things get a little bit crazy from a meta perspective. Hold that thought. We got a quick frag coming the way of Innocent as he knocks down rallen. He will spot actually where the bomb was, but there's so few players and they're so spread out for Vexed that I'm still not very encouraged by their position.
This is really weird because even with the bomb spotted, you have the rotation coming over towards B, even when Hyper has pushed up this far.
Ooh. Hyper's looking for early Christmas presents. It is still a 4 versus 2 though, but the clock is the second most important thing here. 30 seconds left for the bomb to be retrieved. Hyper coming in with a very critical frag. MICHU taking down Furlan, and now it's a case of survival for Hyper. He can get himself 2-1 versus 1, but he can't get the scope in time. Damage done, but Lounge won't care. They've still got clean sheets.
And a lot of money. Jeez. They are going to be buying a lot of Rolexes by the end of this one, if this continues.
All the pierogies. I haven't eaten pierogi in ages.
Well, you should get on that, James.
I should indeed that. Vexed's going to be on the buy once more. Rallen has an AWP and armor. Definitely Christmas for him. Even afforded a smoke grenades. Plus a helmet. So, Lounge with 2 players over towards the B bomb site. Furlan going for the peaks there. Always going to be the B apps player is Furlan, getting the frag onto Oscarish as well. In fact, the CTs are streaming in with the frags in this round, looking to get their first round on the board. Innocent maybe found guilty by the CTs on B, but no, he won't be. He's going to make an opening on the site, but a bomb's been lost. Well, it's been, well, now it's been lost as the CTs will have located it, and they will just sit on that bomb and force Innocent to bring the fight to them.
Yeah, Innocent can have a lot of fun here. Just go for some frags and just do something funky, as the outcome for his team is almost positive for them to lose a round at this point, so they can reset Vexed and get even more on the board. But how much damage can he do? 2 frags would be perfect. And just gonna,
He's actually coming out with his knife.
yeah, he's just walking the entire time, better not show my position,
Guys, I don't think anybody's here.
and then just runs and jumps. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Perhaps he felt it was clear, but 8-1 again. Potential for Lounge to reset Vexed.
Yeah, and there's still a pretty long road to go for Vexed if they want to get back into this. And pretty much the only difference in that round from the other defaults that Lounge has ran is the fact that Vexed are able to get easy kills. They're able to get kills without being immediately traded. That's really what all they can hope for at this point.
So Lounge this time with 3 players over towards the B area, although 2 of them are moving elsewhere. The bomb's not being collected fast, as I was going to say. Just some support coming for the mid area. We do have 2 players concentrating on the mid area for Vexed as well, with a passive position held towards Connector. So we'll see who's going to be the first to get an engagement here. The bomb moving into mid with a 3rd player now. So it looks like it could be a B split. Nobody lurking towards A on this occasion. Could be a short push coming in for the T's after taking control of Connector.
And MICHU's taking control of this Connector indeed. It's a very nice little stronghold.
And he could just be the middleman to catch up rotations as this B push comes in.
Yeah, you saw Mouse trying to push short there, but Hyper in the ladder room will take him down, which is going to be a bit of a problem going forward. MICHU's gone down as well, so it's the 3 remaining in apps, and they are all going down 1 by 1. No frags for Lounge. They missed the opportunity to reset. Vex with a perfect round there, some money on the board.
It's actually kind of a perfect moment for them to get a flawless round, because Lounge are struggling to buy here. So this actually means if Vex can win this one, maybe the 7-8 is a possibility. It's a stretch, but it's a possibility.
So he's actually going to opt against throwing that smoke towards mid. Seems like they just want to have, I think it's Innocent who's going to throw the short smoke, and possibly just be a distraction in mid while the rest of the guys set up for, I think, what's going to be a contact play on A.
There's 3 players there though for Vexed. They're the triangle of doom, set up, ready and waiting for this contact play, and indeed it was. But all the frags are going the way of Vexed. Very ready, very prepared, very strong this time around. MICHU's there to get some damage done, as he does get a frag on the unsuspecting repo, but that's all he can do. And suddenly Vexed found a second wind.
Lounge this time around, I'm not really sure what they wanted to do with even having Innocent towards mid if he's not going to be more of a distraction, because you can see Vex had 3 people with their eyes focused on that pit and apps area. So if they want to send one guy off to do something else, you know, away from the team, he has to actually commit to it and do something properly, so it might actually create some sort of a rotation from Vex, or at least shift their focus.
How about this buy from Lounge? 1 AK, Looking to set up a wall of smokes here and get a plant. I wonder where that fourth smoke is going to go. I think it could possibly go to the middle of the site for a more open plant, but look at the Molotov, the counter grenades. Jungle's been left open by the T's, it seems. Possibly an error in the smoke, and GruBy is going to abuse that. He's going to get traded there by the 1 AK on the T side. There is a CT lurking in the 5 boxes, and rallen will take down MICHU, the AK carrier. Will the bomb plant come in time? He's underneath repo. Repo finally gets the frag. And Vexed have some momentum. Again, they survive with 4 players. Who knows, this could even end after a disastrous start to an 8-7, possibly.
Yeah, the opportunity is definitely there. Luckily for Lounge, they managed to get the bomb plant down, so they will have a really good buy coming up. But yeah, I was quite surprised by the way their smokes landed. I definitely think someone messed up their jungle smokes, because that's way too big of a gap to actually give open to Vexed.
Take a banana. It's a jungle out there.
If only there'd still been jungle vines on Inferno, so you could have the 2 on the same map.
Well, there will be no bananas in this round to play with. If we got Lounge looking at the 4x as well as Vexed. rallen is looking for that frag. There is MICHU, the crouch peek with the AK. Stunning precision. And now you've got a situation for Vexed where it could all fall apart at the seams as they look to reassemble themselves. They've got the guy around connector, so I believe it's Innocent who's making his way up there. Could provide a bit of an issue. That connector position seems very important right now. If Innocent tries to take a one-on-one, that's going to basically put Vexed into a position of disarray, but instead repo gets the frag. Very important stuff, and he's going to reposition towards the slope here. This is very clever stuff from the man repo. Here comes the pressure and the push from Lounge.
Counter mollies are going into work again, although this time both teams are low on the numbers. And we have the T's streaming into the site. GruBy's got to use his structure to get himself some 1 versus 1s here, trying to avoid being traded. He's done well so far. There's a second one for him. Grzegorz was heavily tagged. Now it's down to MICHU. He's going to get taken down. GruBy becoming the bait for Furlan to punish MICHU. Another hold for Vexed.
Unfortunate for Lounge that they don't have the guy playing from apps in that situation in position to punish repo once he gets the pick off of Innocent in connector there. Because it's obvious that repo wants to reposition. So Lounge should have been ready for that if they actually wanted to go towards that A-bomb side. Otherwise, it just becomes a really solid tell for Vex that something's going to go down on the A-bomb site.
And Nade doing next to no damage in the apartments there onto Grzegorz. Find Nade in that position, it will either do a lot of damage or next to no damage whatsoever. Hyper taking the first frag onto SZPERO, who's been a thorn in the side of Vex in the early round here. Insta trade from the CT side, very nice. And repo manages to escape back into connector with that man advantage.
I was going to say, it was surprising they didn't smoke off the window room, as rallen was able to peek freely there, but he did just die, so I guess that kind of works out in the end anyway. But Lounge are down a man, and looking for options in middle. Bit of map control could be what the Doctor ordered as MICHU goes close now. Oh no. What? Okay, there we go. I was going to say, it took him a while to focus on that one, and now MICHU's going to charge forwards, make his presence known on the B-bomb site. Misses the opener onto Furlan, that's a really big deal. Furlan can hold this position down, he can delay, he can allow his teammates to come in, but instead he's going to go down more or less immediately. And mouz might actually be under a bit too much pressure to plant immediately. We'll have to see as the CTs go onto the site more or less straight away. There's the opener from mouz and Grzegorz as well. They both get their respective frags, and Lounge will secure the round. 9-5, but there's a lot of money on Vex, so they can still get buy-in.
And double up actually coming out as well. Tiny bit impatient from Vexed in that round. I definitely think Furlan could have wasted a lot more time instead of taking that challenge with mouz. It's fair enough that you want to take a quick peek to kind of get a good overview of what's going on, where they're pushing you from, and all that stuff, but definitely should have waited up a bit more, and the 2 guys rotating in as well could have waited for the bomb plant to go down. The money isn't really an issue for neither team at this point, so letting the bomb go down before the last round, not a big issue.
Right, well, the aggression has started. War of attrition on the A side, trades for both sides. Man advantage is disappearing every half second. 2 versus 2 in a matter of, what, 5 seconds? Both CTs are on the site, but it needs to cross to the safe positions now for the bomb plant. mouz taking down Furlan, they know where Hyper is, which means the bomb could get planted for triple. Hyper's going to flash himself through, come out with a 5-7, look for a fast frag, try and even things up, flying into Sandwich, moving around the site. They can hear him, and they are going to move accordingly. The rotation coming in towards CT, the smoke coming in. Hyper going to snap Innocent off. That Molotov will tell Hyper where mouz is. He'll be hiding behind a ticket booth, but ticket booth is closed. Business to be had, going for the spray there, trying to bait, but Hyper's holding it. There's 1 second left, he's going to make it as well. Vex moves 6-9, what an insane round.
Indeed. That was ridiculous. I think he had like 6 frags in a matter of 3 seconds or something. But that position at the end there, I felt like that throwing the incendiary straight away was actually kind of a decent call. It's kind of okay to do that because you kind of guarantee that some time will be wasted, and then maybe with a repeat you could get the guy off the bomb or something, but that just did not work out in the end. And Vex going with 6 rounds.
I think you could make a case for delaying it a tiny bit more so you have less time with the smoke left at that point. Because if you hear the tap and then throw down the Molotov, you can still feel fairly confident that he's not going to be able to do a full defuse.
This is getting a fast frag onto GruBy there. Just stunting the entry. Rallen going to drop a bomb down in the shadow area. mouz looking for a frag, going to get a nice snap onto Hyper. The bomb gets planted though. 5-man retake here for the CTs. Frags are flying in. mouz going for the knife, not going to make it though. 2 versus 4 now. Rallen just down to 3 HP in the 5 box. Now he's alone by himself. They don't know where he is just yet. Charging out, trying to do something, but can only get the 1 frag. Can the Vex side. They've got the plant note. Lounge just bouncing around the site. Very joyous mood over there.
Yeah, that grenade down a little hole down to shadow actually reminded me of like fishing with dynamite or something. It's pretty brutal. But yeah, Vex looking pretty worse for wear now.
I think the grenade actually hit him as well. On impact, so that should make the sound. So they should have known he was in shadow. Yet he somehow survives for an age and even gets a kill.
Well, the bomb's been spotted immediately. GruBy to trade. But can he get the bomb out of dodge? Indeed he can. There is a lurker towards Palace as well. He's making an exit, and Lounge not going crazy with this. They still have a significant gun advantage. There's no armor on the remaining players for Vexed.
Yeah, mouz going for a push there as well. It's really, in some sense, quite questionable, considering they must know there's either an eco or force buy, and you're isolating yourself on a close range. Seems like could hurt them, but here comes the push from Vex to try to finish this round off. Is it going to be good? You have Innocent in a great position. Yeah,
it's interesting dynamic because Innocent has an MP9, so he kind of has to play close because he would be playing a losing game versus the P250s if he was playing in a slope. So he's going to have to rely on SZPERO, who's just rocking a deagle to help him out and run distraction at the same time. The entire Vex side are here, or what remains of them. The rotation is going to be long for the remaining Lounge players. SZPERO with a nice tag, but he really needs Innocent to come in here. Innocent with 2 frags, gets taken down by Furlan. SZPERO soon to follow as well. Furlan and GruBy remain. Again, no armor on these players. We've only got 1 SMG. Spray coming in. Oscarus with the crossfire. 2 versus 1.
GruBy with that P250 and no Kevlar, nothing, no nades. Good luck, GruBy. He's getting tagged already, and he's hoping for a stray bullet to connect with some of these heads, but not going to make it happen. The trade comes in, or well, the trade possibility was there. The trade wasn't necessary, as the frag will go nonetheless towards Lounge, and they get the defuse. So, looked very, very scary. I was really worried for them there. Looked like it could have been a disaster, but they saved it in the end.
Best part of that for Vex was the fact that they didn't invest all that much into the round, got a bomb plant, and managed to take out 3 members of Lounge. Lounge, however, they will get actually a pretty good buy here. SZPERO even getting an off full armor and more or less all the nades you could want.
Well, mouz is close on the A site. Innocent is playing around the connector area. The rotation may be slow, but Innocent found some information for his team. How will the CTs react? Can Vex take the site here? They're committing to the push. There's a bit of pre-fire through the smoke, and mouz is going to win it for his team. Man advantage for the CTs. The T's still in the choke points at the moment. What? 3 frags just ripping the site in half. Now we've got a rotation from Loud. The remaining 2 players on the wrong end of a smoke in CTA. And things will slow down.
If only Oscarus knew where Furlan was right now, he could just toss that grenade in, that HE, and he might have seen the trajectory of that flash, and well, yeah, there it is, the HE's going to go across, and there you go. It's just going to be Repo left. He's got some health on him, but no utility. And oh, he gets shot in the back. Fair enough. SZPERO with the finishing kill. And 12-6 would be the score. Vexed in trouble. A lot of trouble.
3 kills in 1 second from Tetris. Not something you see every day. The CTs being on the receiving end of. The high ground definitely coming in to help there. So Lounge make double the score of Vexed. Vexed going to be on the eco again. They've got a smoke, 2 smokes in fact, and 2 flashbangs. But how will they choose to use them? You can see a bit of a rotation going towards. Let's see where those players are going. Towards B, it seems. So is it going to be a fake attempt here? Okay, we've got 1 going mid and 1 going B. GruBy getting taken down. The mid player's getting taken down. So this might be a complete failure for Vexed. They've got 3 players left. The smokes have not been deployed yet. There's only 1 remaining on the players who are left over. Lounge have bolstered the A site with 3 players. The bomb is headed towards B, but there will be a duel to win if this bomb is to go down.
Does seem very unlikely though at this point. I think the best what Vexed are hoping for was probably to smoke off short, then have Furlan run up connector, but everything's
7
just
HP.
Yeah. Tells you the entire story of this one. Now it's just a matter of time before rallen gets impatient.
No one's been touched on CSGL Lounge yet. Not a single pixel of damage.
Scar's having a fun time. Oh dear. I'm curious as to how patient rallen is going to be. Yeah. There you go. It's good for rallen though as well, because I mean rallen's got time to use, so he might as well try to punish if somebody gets impatient, because 1 kill is gonna be something. Yeah. 1 kill is better than nothing. It's $300 extra for him and some slight economic damage to his opponents who aren't on the best economy ever. So I respect that from rallen.
So Vex will continue with the 5 AKs. They've got a full buy for once. AWP is not compulsory on the T side of Mirage. But their time may be coming to a close here and in the road to Vegas. Again, this is a single elimination tournament. Vex have 3 players in the mid area. Lounge with 2 in jungle. The bomb has been left safely outside the entrance to B, safely for the time being. If the push comes in, who knows how long safely will last. CPL's going to get smoked off at top mid, and the AWP SZPERO will reposition. Connector's been smoked off as well, so they'll have to assume that the T's are in control. It seems there is a bit of a boost attempts coming in. Will they put somebody in the CPL position? The bomb may be collected now from some of the players in mid. Indeed, they have 4 players in mid at the moment, with Hyper lurking towards A. Rallen's been taken down in the connector position, and Hyper's got revenge, killing a player on CTA.
And we'll have the nades going in now onto the A side as Vex go for the attack. And the bomb is a little bit behind, but that should be okay. However, losing the lurker in middle is definitely not okay here for Vex. They also losing people on the front of the attack, and they are blocked off. They can only get to Tetris. That is essentially the sign of a failed push on this map, and it's just getting worse for them. 4 men left alive as Lounge go 14-6. They are only 2 away now from eliminating Vex and landing themselves in the finals against Dignitas. And the force buy coming out from Vex, not surprisingly, but it's going to be a pretty bad force buy as well. You can see AK's 2 flashes, or 3 flashes now, but not really that much to write home about if you're Vex. So they're going to have to hope for just winning their duels. And it seems like they're picking up the pace and setting their eyes on the B target.
They're doing a tiny bit of damage.
Oh, but Lounge is already pushed up mid. They know what's up.
Indeed. Although there is no push towards A just yet, but the game has been given away. MICHU in that sneaky position. Very hard to identify that. There we go. We have all these Vex players on the B bomb site now. And 2 players coming in from short for Lounge, and they've got the player in shop as well. So Vex going to have to be careful about the angles they are holding. Repo with a sneaky angle from the site itself, but no frags for him just yet. SZPERO coming in with AWP. mouz going down. 2 versus 3 in favor of the CTs, and Repo will fall as well. So it's Furlan versus the rest of the Lounge Gaming side. He's going to get taken down, and Lounge move to match points.
My goodness, this has been a fast first map, and what could very well be a very fast second map as well, now that Lounge are on match points. But the bomb plant Vex are going to get a good, or a better buy, I should say, because it's not fully stocked out. Even yet, so not a lot of opportunities for Vexed really to play around with their T side as of right now. And well, this is going to be pretty tough. And look at the aggression coming up from CSGO Lounge.
Yeah, somewhat undetected in the previous round. They will do the same again. There is a precautionary flashbang to stop it, but the push will continue. What is the play of Lounge, though? What is the read based on this information? I think they have a peek towards B, so they may take a read that it is A. We're seeing them move into connector. Will they get there fast enough? Only mouz is on the side. There's a 3-man push through the palace. He can't get his gun out fast enough after throwing the nade, and he's going to go down straight away. The other CT smoked off the site. Are they going to push? We've got top flashes bouncing off the wall, and the CTs are charging in. MICHU goes down in the sandwich area. We've got nades flying in to kill people on the Vex side, but they've got a man advantage for the time being. SZPERO coming in with the AWP again, looking for that crack in the smoke. The bomb has been planted, and Vex move into post-plant positions.
Innocent lurking over the top of the stairs at the moment, trying to see if he can get an angle, but Vex have gone into passive positions. Now the bomb has been planted behind the cover of smoke, so it's going to take some aggressiveness from Lounge to make this actually work out for them. They've got to go and find and uproot these players, and it's slowly but surely happening. Just repo left, they can go for the stick now and get the covering fire, and there you go. That's going to be it. 16-6 will be the score as Lounge are very dominant, and they will eliminate Vex to move themselves to the finals against Dignitas.
You can see Hyper was actually going for the hero rotation all the way through to mid, but his teammate died. He had to do a 180 and go back to the site, but it wasn't going to be enough, unfortunately. So, to the surprise of most of the desk, Vex get 2-0'd seemingly easily. Janko.
Very easily. I mean, I could have maybe expected this result in favor of Vex, but I did not expect this at all. But what we saw on the second map was just, you know, same script, different movie, basically. It was Lounge's game from beginning to the end, more or less.
Paweł, are you in agreement?
Yeah, absolutely. CSGO Lounge definitely kept up that form that we saw them have in the first day versus Mouse Sports, and Vexed, on the other hand, fell more or less flat from what we expected them. We didn't really see any aggression coming out on their CT sides when they were struggling. We didn't see that much adaptation coming out of them at all. So they more or less allowed CSGO Lounge to have their way with them, which is unfortunate, and I definitely expected more.
Does this perhaps change who the second strongest team might be in Poland?
I don't think so, because I actually feel like there is a lot of elements here to the domestic matchup sort of thing, because both teams have played each other loads of times, and anybody who's been in that position in the past, you realize that there is a subtle meta that exists within the domestic matchups, and that can change things with those two opponents, but I don't think it's anything to reflect upon a kind of a more world or, you know, continental
How they are versus everyone else.
Exactly, yeah. So I would take this with a pinch of salt, but for me it's encouraging to see Lounge so snappy and coordinated as we've seen.
Okay, so a very strong performance by CSGO Lounge there in a Polish clash, and we will see them move towards the final tomorrow. So we're going to have the North American arm of the semi-finals coming up later today. That's going to be in about 2.5 hours. So you can see our matches are going to be Splice versus Enemy, and then Dogmen versus Conquest. I just keep saying dog. I just want to say dog. Dog versus Conquest. Dogmen versus Conquest. So those matches are coming up in about 2.5 hours. We will see you back here after a long break for those matches. See you then.